Hi, and welcome to the Hideout Sessions. I am your host, Jeremy DeFreitas. We are filming live on location here at the infamous Trickster's Hideout based in Squamish, BC. Today's guest is Riverbank Roses. So welcome,
Hi.
Olivia.
Hi,
welcome,
Joanne.
Carter. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So we understand that you're a fairly new duo.
Yep.
How did you guys meet?
So we met actually just like last October, I think it was.
Okay.
We're both from Ontario originally. Carter moved here first.
Yeah, I moved here about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I just moved here in the summer. So I was looking to play gigs. I play the guitar, not that great.
Okay.
So we met through a friend who accompanied me, Will Ross, during one of my gigs. He introduced us and then, yeah.
He's a Squamish institution himself.
Yeah,
I guess.
honestly.
Yeah, okay, very cool. Awesome. And so how did you guys decide that you guys were going to get together and say, hey, we want to start playing music more regularly?
Well, I think it was like the first time we met. It was obviously a very awkward thing, meeting somebody for the first time
Yeah.
and then like playing music together.
Sure.
And I think we just clicked really well musically. And I don't know, I think we just sat down and she asked me if I had any original songs, and I played a couple of mine, and she showed me a couple of hers, and we're just like, I think we could make something out of this.
Very cool. Awesome. So you just kind of had a casual conversation. Somehow music came up and you said, hey, I'm a singer. Hey, I'm a guitar player. And then the rest was history.
Yeah, and I think it's also super rare. Like, I've been looking for a guitarist for so long, and it's super rare to find someone that you really click with and that you're both just as determined, just as motivated. So once we realized that we both are, we went with it. So
awesome. So being in a new band, what's your body of work look like so far? Have you guys got a ton of originals? You guys are working on a bunch of stuff. Do you guys have enough to fill out an album? What can we expect?
yeah, we have around 10 songs, actually 10 originals that are pretty much done and that we're in the process or hopefully going to record soon. And I would love to release an album. We haven't talked about it yet, but we have enough musical we have enough stuff for the album, so I think that I think it would be cool.
Yeah,
so I did see that you guys had posted that you have some stuff on some of the mainstreaming platforms like Spotify and all that stuff. What's the name of those songs, just so we can at least know where to look you up?
Yeah, we just released a song. It's called Before We Say Goodbye. Okay. It's on the slower side. It's kind of country folk, and it's a duet. So Carter sings in that one, which is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So speaking of that, what would you say some of your inspiration was? So when you sit down to write a song, you're like, you know what, I always like the way that this particular band sings a song. I like the way this guitar player plays. How have some of those influences help you write some of your songs today?
I think a lot of the time I'll sit there and I'll start playing a couple chords, and then Olivia will start humming to what I'm playing, and then she'll be like, oh, I think you need to do this, and then she'll sing it and I'll play it, and then we just something ends up happening. I think that's why we work so well together, is because I'll just play and she just starts singing or humming. Like, humming is a big thing, I think.
Yeah, we both just kind of understand what the other one is trying to do with their idea, and it's really cool. Like, our first song that we wrote together, that was our second time hanging out.
Right? Wow,
yeah,
okay.
We'll be singing it tonight.
A spark.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And like I said, I'm not that great on the guitar, so it's really hard for me to execute what I want. Mm-hmm. So I'll just hum it, and I have a good ear, sort of, with the guitar. Nice. So he'll be able to just strum it out, and then.
Well, you're right. It's one of those things where if you just meet somebody, part of the chemistry is also having the freedom to play and just play. And this doesn't have to be perfect right now. We get to throw the ball back and forth and see where we end up.
Yeah.
So to that end, what does that songwriting process look like now? So you'll just maybe put together a couple chords. You'll put together maybe some humming. And then once you get to that point, do you have lyrics ready? Are you drawing inspiration from what's around you, from experiences?
Yeah, we sometimes we'll write the lyrics together. Sometimes it'll be me, because songwriting is so it's just such a vulnerable thing, and I'm not used to writing with someone 100% yet, so I will get a lot of my inspiration once I go home, or once we have the idea, and then it'll come to me later. Words don't come very easily while we're trying to write the song, which is annoying sometimes, but it's that's usually how the lyrics happen, and then eventually we'll put the whole thing together. But sometimes I do also have lyrics that I've written years ago that I never had a melody for, and then I'll give it to Carter, and then he'll do something with that. So
very cool. So you go back into the tickle trunk of all these spare parts.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, that was actually kind of good.
Finish it off.
Yeah, it's very different every time. I feel like every time we sit down to write a song, we change the way we're writing it. So
awesome.
Yeah,
it's funny sometimes when you, as like an artist, that you can takes you years to write one song, and then other songs you're like, yeah, I wrote it in 5 minutes. It was just all there, and lightning kind of came through. So
exactly.
At the right
like
time.
With Before We Say Goodbye, Carter wrote the first verse, and that was his part in the duet. And then I recorded like the chorus, the instrumental part of the chorus, took it home with me, and then it literally came to me in like 10 minutes. I was thinking about it when I got home, and I was like, okay, I need to write this down. And then that happened, in a day, versus like there's some songs that we've been working on for like a month, and I'm kind of stuck, and but they come eventually. So
absolutely. So let's say, now you're on Spotify, and maybe there's other people that are creating or curating some of those playlists. Where do you think you would stack up in those playlists? You say if you're a fan of X, they'd really like you, or if you're doing this particular activity. One thing I talk about is, there are genres of music, but there's also what I think is more important, which is applications of music. Mm-hmm. Some music has the application of being a great amp-up song before you go to the gym. Some is great cleaning music. Some is great for a rainy day. Some is for, going through a breakup. Is there kind of a genre or an application that you guys think you fit in?
I think the breakup one for sure.
The breakup one,
a lot of our songs
for
are
try, tested, and true. Yeah.
For the song we just released, definitely. A lot of our music, I think you asked us earlier who were the musical influences that we use. We kind of stay in the folk genre, and like he's very country when it comes to songwriting, and I'm very like, I draw inspiration from Amy Winehouse or like Norah Jones, like more bluesy type. So the mix of that, just I would say also maybe like a rainy day, our songs could go, because they're very just a mix of blues and folk, and it's super random, but it works.
Absolutely. And then, so obviously you have got to do a little bit of touring. Obviously we're here in beautiful Squamish, BC. So where have you guys played so far? Do you have any other shows coming up where people can hear you live?
Yeah, we have a couple coming up. We usually play at the Backyard Pub, which is in Valleycliff here in Squamish. And then we also play at House Sound Brewing, which is just down the road from Tricksters here, downtown Squamish. So we'll be playing April 13th at the Backyard and April 19th at House Sound.
April 13th at the Backyard, April 19th at House Sound.
Exactly.
Okay, great. So I'm assuming you're going to be posting that on at Riverbank Roses on Instagram. So
we have an Instagram account.
Okay, awesome. Very, very cool. And then, so the songs that you're bringing today, we're going to do 3 or 4 songs. How are those inspired? So is Before We Say Goodbye going to be part of the set list today?
We're actually not doing that one.
Okay. So you got to go to Spotify for that one.
I know. Sorry, this would have been a perfect time, but
That's fine. No,
we have a lot more that we want to share.
Okay.
We have the first song that we've ever written together, which is called Come My Way. Okay. We have one that's called Evergreen that I wrote super quickly as well, and it just worked. I sent it to Carter. That story's really funny. It's not really funny, but I sent it to Carter one day, and he texted back saying, "Oh my God, that's like the best chorus you've ever written." And I was like, "Okay, that's a good sign."
Magic moment.
So we have Evergreen, Come My Way. We're doing one cover by Ed Sheeran. It's called I See Fire. And then what's the last one? Another song called Beyond that I wrote a super long time ago. And right when I met Carter, I asked him if he wanted to record it with me at the studio, and he said yes. And he didn't even hear the song before I asked him. Perfect. He was like, yeah, sure. So
you trust her judgment, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
So that one we're recording at Sound and Soul Studios, which is here in Squamish, and we'll be playing it for the first time live, or for the second time live today. Yeah.
Awesome. Very, very cool. And so as you go through this musical journey, is there anything specific that you want to accomplish? Do you just want to share your music? Do you want to be the top of the list? What's kind of your objectives with music, if you have any?
I think if it can pay my bills, I'd love doing it for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. That's fair.
Yeah, I think the goal for me has always been to do this for a living. It's like what I love to do. It's what I'm best at. And if that eventually happens where we have the ability to do it full time, that would be great. And yeah, eventually play bigger shows, bigger crowds. I would love to hear people sing our lyrics back to us one day.
Absolutely.
I think all singers have that dream. So yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Awesome. Well, we're really looking forward to the performance.
Thank you.
What's the song you're going to start with today?
We're going to start with Beyond.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, here is Beyond by the one and only Riverbank Roses. Thank you so much for tuning into the Hideout Sessions. We'll be right back with Riverbank Roses. And now, Riverbank Roses.
The door is wide open for me to walk through. Don't know what's out there. How does anyone choose? Trust in myself is always a game. My mind likes to play, leaving me in a lonely place. Everyone thinks they know better than me, and my mind tells me they're right. It's not easy to leave, but at least it's a promise to myself. Oh, nobody told me it would be this hard, growing old and growing apart from all that I've known, from the path I've been shown. My heart tells me to go beyond this town, to dive in head first, even though I could drown and risk it all. For a dream I can see beyond. So many roads, there's so many turns. What if the one I choose crashes and burns? What if I fall and lose myself in it all? Oh, nobody told me it would be this hard, growing old and growing apart from all that I've known, from the path I've been shown. My heart tells me to go beyond this town, to dive in head first, even though I could drown and risk it all. For a dream I can see beyond. Beyond. somewhere. Have you ever craved more from life and dreamed of what it might be like to be seen, to be heard? Oh, nobody told me it would be this hard, growing old and growing apart from all that I've known, from the path I've been shown. My heart tells me to go beyond this town, to dive in head first, even though I could drown and risk it all, for a dream I can see beyond. Thank you. Thank you. This next one is called Evergreen. I'm trapped and I can't escape this fear of being fully seen. But there you are, right on cue. You see me all the way through. Loving me looks easy in your eyes. You're fooling everyone you meet. You make me wanna drop my disguise, discover where my truth lies. Oh, you're like an evergreen when all else turns gray. And I'm the flame that loves you when you outgrow your old ways. Together we can conquer love and prove them all wrong. Make our hearts burn like hell and fight to hold on. Us against the world was never a promise I could truly make. But then my mind came to life with you by my side, baby, like night and day. When it comes to love, I can be stone cold, 'cause that's what I know. Accepting we're not perfect is the only way for us to grow. Oh, you're like an evergreen when all else turns gray. And I'm the flame that loves you when you outgrow your old ways. Together we can conquer love and prove them all wrong. Make our hearts burn like hell and fight to hold on. Oh, you're like an evergreen when all else turns gray. And I'm the flame that loves you when you outgrow your old ways. Together we can conquer love and prove them all wrong. Make our hearts burn like hell, fight to hold on.
you.
I think the next one we're doing is our cover. It's called I See Fire by Ed Sheeran. This is to end in fire, then we should all burn together. Watch the flames climb high into the night, calling out, Father, oh, prepare as we will. Watch the flames burn, oh, burn on the mountainside. Oh, should my people fall, then surely I'll do the same. Confined in mountain halls, we got too close to the flames. Calling out, Father, oh, stand by and we will watch the flames burn, oh, burn on the mountainside. Desolation comes upon the sky. I see a fire inside the mountain. I see a fire burning the trees, and I see a fire hollowing souls. I see a fire, blood in the breeze, and I hope that you'll remember me. Now I see a fire inside the mountain. I see a fire burning the trees, and I see a fire hollowing souls. I see a fire, blood in the breeze, and I hope that you'll remember me. Thank you. We have one more song for you today, and this one's called Come My Way. I'm on the road all alone. It's the first time I'm leaving home. It's a long drive, but it's alright. Packed my car, you said I wouldn't get far. I shut you out and left a permanent scar. It's a long drive to my new life. Oh, and I know somehow you'll be around along the way, 'cause the mountainside reminds me of our brighter days. Oh, you're right where I left you, so why don't you come my way? Oh, why don't you come my way? It's funny how life can change. It's the first time I've said your name since I left town, and you're not around. My friends all think that I'm crazy for leaving you behind, and maybe you're the one thing I'm missing. Oh, but I thought you'd be better off without me. So I chose for us, the decision was tough, but now I see. Oh, I'm right where I left you, so why don't you come my way? Oh, I can't help but hold on, so why don't you come to stay? Oh, why don't you come my way? We're on the road all alone. It's the first time you're leaving home. It's a long drive to our new life. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us here at Hideout Sessions at the infamous Tricksters Hideout in Squamish, BC. Stay tuned on April 27th, where we have Cowgirl Love Brand joining us.